which is very wonderful. We once more are going to see Viper. This is the game plan as far as I know regarding the lads of last round. Saving Lin, picking that again, and obviously this makes it very interesting for us as casters to learn new stuff. I mean, all those lineups without Viper are, I mean, how many cases? 99 out of 100, basically.
Yeah.
This is really Viper put to extremely good use, like extremely good use.
Yeah, you know, I think the attack side of the map on Haven was pretty stale. There was like one lineup that they just really liked, slicing through middle. So and then on defense, it did mix up quite a bit more. So I want to see what they have for us in this one. It looks like the exact same comp that Gen.G is going to be rocking in this game. Similar stuff too here, if all the lock-ins are the same here for LRS. EleyTY was rocking the Cypher on the last map, which is the only thing that really has the opportunity to be different for us.
Before we start, Ender, can I make you a compliment?
Yeah.
You have very nice blue
Select
eyes.
your agent.
Wow. Thank you.
I just noticed that. I was looking at the stream for a second and I noticed.
The sad thing is you said that, but
Yeah.
the camera's not even on me anymore.
I know.
Like, now all these people in chat are like, can they really verify that my eyes are that blue? Or I don't know.
Was it purposefully saying something with verify? Was it on purpose you said something with verify?
I mean, it was just a slip of the tongue. What can I say? There's no hidden meaning behind me and verification or anything like that. No, no, no. All right, let's get on to our second map of the day. Gen.G took Haven pretty convincingly.
Exactly.
It was close, but convincing at the end. It can be close and still convincing, I think. You know, I think I'll allow it for this time around. But Gen.G going to be starting off on attack this time around.
If you're wondering right now which wonderful man is actually controlling this massive helicopter over Ascent, it is V-Flight. Ironically, the name fits to his function he has right now. Quickly mentioning, though, the beginning we saw from LRS, before we head into the game, they were delivering outstanding aggressive setups. Now on the defense, it's really time to get a few solid rounds in.
Yeah, right now set up 2 players mid, 2 on catwalk, and then Vipers hanging out over near B with the market peak. They're really just contesting mid control so heavily with this smoke wall, just spamming through that one. Mav's pushed forward, but he wants to fall back now that his position has been compromised, and the rest of the team starts to wave on over towards B.
And that is one tiny edge we see over there with that smoke. It is Lin who doesn't even know what to shoot at. MkaeL, in the meantime, finding all the frags. It is the B side belonging to Gen.G.
Yeah, huynh just completely breaking the crosshair placement there from poor old EleyTY there. He aims up the Jett, she quickly hops over the wall, and then the rest of her team pops out from underneath to shut him down.
Well, patience game.
Slowing
Absolutely
it down,
waiting
but...
it out.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, no. And then it's Shawn.
Shawn on the flank, but he went for the overheal, which ended up getting punished. EleyTY gets a second there. How much more damage can he do is the question, because this round pretty unwinnable. Ooh. As one comes out, though, he hits MkaeL, and that's going to mean a solid 3K for EleyTY, even as the spike explodes.
Individually, those guys are very much on point. I very much enjoyed to see that. One thing quickly worth mentioning at this point. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, Ender. The smaller the map, hypothetically, the more effective Viper should be.
In terms of like her smoke cutting off like multiple sites, right?
Yeah, her wall, everything.
Yeah, I think like in theory that does hold up, but of course like there's certain like maps where I think like slicing up mid can be more important than others, right?
True.
In terms of like Ascent here, getting some heavy mid aggression can always be good. As Apo actually gets the first kill of the round, that's a big deal here on the eco. Oh, he's wild with it. I love it.
He's taking it. I mean, this man does not know any boundaries. You can try to hold him up, but he's definitely not a fan of it. As in the meantime, holding someone up is once more player one. Falls to the ground.
Oh, no.
This is good round. This is a good eco coming in here from LRS, and they might have the opportunity to do more.
And these two teams have swapped sides of the map, right? Like it's the full flank now is instead of attacking through A main, I love sending 3 players into tree now. The spike still has yet to be planted with huynh pushed up into heaven. So now they hear the spike go down. huynh still hasn't run into anything, but he will very soon.
I have the feeling they know about her. They really know about her. And yes,
No.
it is right now Gen.G struggling big time to take a round that should be easy on paper. There were no challenges opposing them, and suddenly everything falls on the ground. It's Rambles we see hitting. They have to glue it back together. They have to bring it back in the ideal position. They have it to be checked. Backside to be checked. This could be the round, but GMD finds one after another. The savior of what should be easily belonging to Gen.G.
Oh, it's just an absolute duel between Apo and GMD that round. They both walk away with 4. Apo got 1 by 1 by 1. GMD got his all in one big burst at the end. Underneath in hell, turns it up, and somehow holds on to that round because that was a full save. Like, I could be wrong. I'm almost positive that was a full save coming out from LRS. Apo just managed to get the first kill with the classic, then pushed super aggressively to find the Spectre, and then won pretty much every duel he took from that point onward. And now he has to run it back to do the same exact thing here, but he gets sent back in a snap.
But that's big info he gets. He heard at least 3 or 4 weapons shoot in his direction, and a lot of steps, which right now rules. A quick look on the minimap tells us out at mid is nothing happening. This could be an ideal situation. Oh, that might be a little too far. That might be a little too deep. As both are blind, Reyna tries to counter it. Math is coming in with the second, but only one dismisses and buys time. Makes it work to some degree, but I think LRS, that was a little too far.
That's rough. It was a good flank, right? And they gave away their position, like the Sova drone. Oh man, Shawn, that's just mean. Oh man, the Sova drone, he sort of jumped over, got the information that they were right there. Without the drone, I think that double flank right there, that double push through mid is absolutely lethal for Gen.G. But as soon as the first bit of information isn't you just peeking and getting shot down right off the bat, well, it makes it a little bit too easy, I think, for Gen.G to finish you off.
I genuinely think the issue you just experienced has to be explained a little later, as Lyn is most definitely not interested in going slow anytime soon, as though realistically speaking, there are a lot of obstacles in the way of Lyn, and most likely nothing should come out of this round, but most likely, if I see it correctly, she still has her smoke. She could isolate long, as though the realistic thing is back off, bring it home.
Okay. There's just no time at this point, though.
No, it isn't.
Was going for the save, looking for exits, and you take that, right? Remove a lot of the rifles there. They shouldn't be able to full buy those rifles back, I don't believe. I do think they spent on this round. Be able to purchase those themselves. Oh. Pixel over the box of Radiantite. I love that.
Don't buy hats kits. I think that should pretty much the story of that one.
Yeah, oh man. But I mean, you can see how brutal those kills are, because 3 players now are going to be light armor plus rifle. MkaeL there has heavy armor and decided to go for a Spectre himself. So this round, while not the easiest in the world with, I mean, you look at it, they've got a couple of sheriffs, 3 sheriffs there. That's instant headshot kills on 3 of the players from Gen.G. So really important that Lyn was able to get those.
I have to say, though, a bit of a problem I saw in the previous round, Ender, and that might be the time to talk about, is that they went so deep into mid that they didn't have an escape route. And once the entire pack was hitting, and we're not talking about 1 or 2, the entire pack, I think there was no favorable situation they could get out of that.
Definitely, definitely. Especially like when Shawn was up there a couple rounds ago, you know, and he tried to dismiss. Well, there's nowhere to dismiss too, so you have to make sure you're winning those fights. That's what that was brutal as Mab pushes on out there. EleyTY gets one.
Oh, they're nasty. I mean, whatever LRS is grabbing, they always put big time pressure onto them. It must be really annoying to see this Viper kind of style come at your play style, come at your playhouse. As it's now about time, because Viper's taking a long way around.
Yeah, this is a really good move. As Sniper, they knew he was playing tree earlier. They saw the blind come out. MkaeL's pretty isolated right next to the generator. Oh man, but Sniper pulls the trigger too soon. Now Lyn gets the kill in the last 1v1. It's against a low HP Sova.
Yeah, and that low HP Sova is hiding back deep in the corner, where the darkness is his only friend. As Lyn comes closer and closer, is going to do the first right step. That's the poison orb onto the bomb shoulder. See, no! It's just probably just millimeters that separate success from loss, and MkaeL getting the 4 for the team. Very mandatory.
That is just rough. I think that smoke might have blocked off where you can see the arm of MkaeL sitting in that corner right there. So he thought, hey, maybe it's clear, I'm going to turn around on the side, but was just off by half a second there maybe from holding that angle and securing that kill, securing that round. And again, it was Lin that effectively had won LRS this round, right? Had forced, you know, Gen.G onto a whole lot of light armors that made their sheriff so much more effectively, but in the clutch, it didn't quite work out, and now Gen.G have sprinted out to 4 rounds off the bat.
I mean, a very interesting decision from player one, showing a bit of confidence, but Lin is, I think, never had an easier frack of her life, or for like of his life by now.
GMD teleported into backside, into the boathouse there, but Ely is there to trade him out. It's falling apart a little bit for Gen.G right off the bat, and I love the position that Apo's in. He's in that wine cellar, ready to lurk and get that kill, pops out and finds Shawn.
That's all nice and great, but first of all, he has to find a way out of it again. And, well, he has the wall. I'm taking that one back. Obviously, there's a backup plan to it. Only 2 individuals standing.
One enemy standing.
As well as MkaeL. As I said, one of them falls, but definitely that Jett, do not underestimate it. 10 points of health, Andrew. 10.
Yeah, huynh got the dink on Sniper, but a Phantom isn't quite enough to do it in one tap at that range, so Sniper will hold on to his rifle there and walk away licking his wounds from that one. That's an important round for LRS to keep things competitive here, and will force Gen.G for a very light purchase here. They don't have a whole lot of money to work with.
And that's the thing where you would say a 4-0, they definitely have money for another round. But the continuous pressure, the continuous damage that has been dealt from LRS really caused them a lot. And that pretty much should be, hypothetically speaking, another safe second round. As I say though, Apo finds the first. The push onto A side should be eliminated any second soon.
Yeah, Gen.G were trying to play for the win on that round, using the Hunter's Fury very quickly to see if they could pick off a kill, steal a gun without taking an engagement, but it did not work out. Ely's gonna get sniped out there with the shock dart. I like that, and GMD's lurk with the spike. This could be huge. There's 3 players in heaven just waiting for him, but a Stinger can only do so much. Gets one.
You thought it could be more out of that. You thought that they might just not have the awareness that second, but other than that, they have the opportunity to now enter the B site for free. There's no entry fee right now. Nobody's checking for your ID. Just walk through, have a good time with it. And this is putting, you know, the side of LRS in a situation where obviously they need to retake. Who could have guessed? But other than that, their economy is already massively damaged.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing we saw the last couple of rounds, because in round 3, Gen.G won it, but they had no survivors. Round 4, they won it, but they had 1 survivor, and that's why we're in this position where they were on cheap buys, but they have the opportunity to do the same thing. The last round save here. Lin is on the entry. They're going to get the first, and Mab will find a third.
Yeah, says the case closed. Success for MAF and Co. As right now the question though will be, because it's definitely beneficial for the side of Gen.G from an economic point of view, because they will still have a quiet, decent economy now after they got that bomb plant and a good bunch of frags. That definitely works, but yeah, as we see, LRS having the same on the table.
Yeah, the LRS can fully go ahead and purchase up here. And again, the really unfortunate thing, I think, for Gen.G was using the Hunter's Fury, you know? I don't feel like they had necessarily bought enough to warrant popping that ultimate so early into the round there. So 7 points on that charge means we're a long way away from seeing that one more time in this half from them. And that's a pretty strong attack tool as Apo, he's attacking on defense with the run it back.
Oh, I mean, what a run it back it is. Good bit of information gained, but not much more he's able to grab from it. And so,
yeah, I mean, Sniper just pushed out of that mid smoke and got a kill too before dismissing back out of that one. So I like the play coming through. Sniper gets another trade inside of mid. He's having a bit of a day here.
Ah, what a whiff by Apo. That could have been a free one, but in the meantime, Lin is so much on point as he abuses the freedom he gets from the B side, which still does not really result in anything beneficial, because this spike is hitting the ground. They can choose whatever spots they want.
Spike planted.
That retake ain't be that easy.
They're just going to be camping out on the site here. Quinn's not pushing up towards heaven. Instead, he's gonna lurk back towards A main. They have the camera and the trip on the flank, so they know this one is gonna be an attack through heaven. One at least, and the Empress comes through.
And a sniper is getting closer and closer on the side together with his teammates. Both are basically isolated. They need to find Cypher so badly. Yep, that is player one eliminated. So huynh has a good chance about it. Oh, wonderful. Excellent move. The spike has to be defused by now. Sniper is going for it, but he can't continue. And that won't work. Lin is starting. Lin is not going to find anything with it.
Oh man, huynh shows up right there. The stick on the spike was not taken to half, and that made the round unwinnable for Lin. huynh was in a really tough position there as the Molotov came through. He didn't really want to walk through the poison, took some damage there anyways, but the spam through was good. That takes Gen.G to a 5th win. Got told Lin also had no bullets left in his rifle there, so he had to reload and made that situation really tough for him as well.
You hate to see it because this 2-5 is looking like a quite solid Gen.G game, but on the other hand, it has been tied round after round after round, and
Oh man.
it's not much missing, and it's really not much missing for them.
There were 2 players escorting that operator down B main right there. Mav had a whole lot of help from those friends.
Get out
Make
of
sure they could get that lurker. That's going to mean the Gen.G want to attack this A site really quickly before the rotations come through.
Well, seems like the Secret Service knows how to guard the operator, but in the meantime, Gen.G's Shawn knows how to take out all of the guards off the A site. Another bomb that's gonna hit. Another operator that's gonna be saved. Only reasonable choice, except they find any magic frags. And I genuinely doubt it, Ender. I genuinely doubt that it's gonna be the
I'm
round.
sitting on 30 HP too, so if they just spam, like if he misses the trade, he can get spammed through the ground, he can get spammed through the wall to the side. This heaven area is so hard to retake the side on from, especially when there's a Sova live that can tag you with those darts and make the spam oh so easy. They're gonna have to sprint out of that one.
Quick and swift they move. Nobody's hunting them down. They know they don't want to lose any money unnecessarily. As a quick look tells us, Gen.G going on the hunt could have ended horribly. 1.4, 900, 500 credits. Those guys are not Warren Buffett or anything. And as those wallets are not exploding, they will definitely stick to it.
Oh, nice. MkaeL even gets to upgrade there. He drops his Bulldog, picks up the shiny new Singularity Phantom, the red chroma on it too. He's just got lava dripping down his hands. That's the drip nowadays. It's hot, I'm telling you.
Ignore Givenchy.
All right, we got a tactical pause coming out from last round save. The start to this one on defense has not been going too great for them. They've only found 2 rounds, haven't been mixing things up too much for them. And instead of Mav having the operator in his hands, this time it's going to be Lin. I think we saw the coach, actually, of last round save in chat earlier, Anders, saying that before he was a coach for this team, Lin was a Jett main on the operator, mostly, too. So you can see how much work he's done. Completely changed the mindset of a player. And we'll see what he can do with the op in his hands.
Imagine you would join a matchmaking game, and like the first 30 seconds, you see a guy pick a Jett, and then towards the end, he locks in Viper. I think you would dream. It would be a lie. That's as logical as seeing 2 teams.
I love Gelato. Honestly, okay, so here's the sauce. Okay. Gelato breaks my brain every time. What? Because when the game was in development, Gelato used to be like in the market area. So you used to call market Gelato on Ascent, but now Gelato's just in the wrong place, and I can't. My small brain can't handle it.
I think that 99.9% of the Valorant player base don't have this problem.
Yeah, well, I do, okay? It's a real thing for me.
So if you
like,
want
to show up for my ice cream, and then I end up, there's like stale pizza on the ground. I'm like, did I get the wrong address or something? I don't know what's going on here.
It's even pepperoni. That's the worst. Either way, from pepperoni pizza to an attack that might be as spicy as that. It's Gen.G once more hitting the B side, this time over market. I think we've never seen such a split take place so far. That's fast and swift as he tries to make a move. Eliminates one, but it's not much more than that. But what a gap.
Oh, they saw his tiny tip of his head right there over the smoke. Lin didn't actually have the operator, must have sold that during the pause, but
Spike planted.
didn't end up working for him regardless. Sniper's the one with it, only one bullet left in the chamber. He gets it, that's huge.
The man has his name for a reason, but it seems like at the same time Player One does too, because he's the one who wants the #1 status for the moment. Therefore, he gets that kill. Staying back there into B main will allow him to have a good bit of options as that flashbang on Apo gets the null. Time though, it's once more the threat. It's the problem. It's the big elephant in the room that should deny any success. As I say, so Sniper still dares to do so. Sniper still tries, but
Sniper
I
has to go
cannot
fast.
imagine. Nope, too much
No
time.
time
for
now. Oh, Huynn's too good, man. He dashes out, doesn't give any opportunity for Sniper to clear Boathouse, anything like that. No, no, no. Huynh gets the kill, dashes out, and steals away the operator that Sniper discarded before trying to retake the site.
It's a bit of a shocker to me because you cannot really come right now here into the game and say, I mean, come on, 7-2. Who are those guys?
Here.
What are they doing? It's so close, round by round. It's so close. It's the minor changes that really make the thing here.
And yet last round's save, we're gonna have to string together a whole lot of rounds to really stay in this one. As Huynh is boosted all the way back there. I love this angle. A Jett and Omen, these types of agents can hold that one with an operator, punish the aggressive push from A main. They did just that. Still a 4 versus 4 though, and Huynh is out on site. He's off and from back, he's sprinting up forward and he gets one on his way.
Oh man, I mean, that is some major punishment. That is some major problems that start to occur and run down. But again, it is a 1 versus 2. Again, it has
Just got a
to be
sheriff
won.
too, man. I mean, are there any rifles he can pick up? No, all the bodies are on site or in A main, so it's not even like he can go somewhere, get a gun, and then have a better chance. No, it is just going to have to be precise aim out of Lin, but with a player in wine, a player in hell, he's going to be getting hit from 2 different directions.
Those poor guys really have a problem. But as I say that, Lin is 100% on point. Time to get that orb down. Time to get the defuse rolling. He has to move. Oh, it's working! What is this play from Lin? This guy has it all set up on point. And if somebody's doubting that this is the best Viper right now in this world, come at me.
What a freaking monster. I think I hear an observer in the background screaming too when that play comes off. I love it. The man pops the smoke on himself, puts the Molotov in A main, expects the push through, expects it, hits GMD, knocks him down. Brilliant play out of Lin to come up clutch in an almost unwinnable round.
Outstanding. I have no words for that. I have no words for such a play. And this possibly brings them back in the spot where they could deliver still a 5-7 half, something that could really put them back into the spot where they want to be to take Ascent.
Yeah, well, LRS have mixed it up for now again with the aggressive mid play. So nothing near A main. You can see that Gen.G have actually stacked 5 players in A main. They realize, wait a second, there's no one here. Without that early aggression, this could get pretty free. There are 2 deep trips on the site though, so have the potential to snipe them out through walls, through smokes from up heaven.
And as they still don't want this to be a consecutive thing, Apo definitely is very impressed with some. And so as GMD falls,
Oh, the run it back.
No, nothing much found. The Snipers are doing that, and they just humiliate them, put them down 1 by 1, put them to sleep, but it seems like that
Wow.
plan working.
The crossfire was ruthless there.
Absolutely.
From last round save. I mean, they had 4 players stacked up in tree, 2 more towards the defender side of the map, 2 all the way out near Cat, so coming at from a whole lot of different angles. All the meanwhile, Ely was stuck up in heaven. Again, playing off the trips, playing to the crossfire. It was really good stuff coming through from last round save. And now as we move into the last round of the half, you can see after dropping 2 rounds in a row, Gen.G are just scrounging together whatever they can afford, which is not a whole lot there.
I swear to God, I can't get away from that play we saw from Lin a few rounds ago, but now
Oh
it's
my.
time where Lin could shine. It is the ult, actually, they ignore it.
Oh, Lin let them through. Does he step out here? He does! And then he just pieces out. Lin gets the kill, heads on home.
But everybody's so low HP from that. Everybody's so low HP from everything Viper has put on the ground right there. And as you see, that's pretty much putting it to work. From a dark, sinister time where we only saw two, the savior in the name of Lin might just bring it all together. And
oh, get off the poison, my friend. You're burning alive. Mav finishes off win. And that's going to be the 5-7 half. This is exactly what happened. The inverse of on Haven last round, right? You know, it was LRS having a really good attack half. They went to 7. And then Gen.G clawed it back for 5 on
Switching
defense.
sides.
Well, LRS now have the opportunity to try and style on attack and push us to a 3rd map.
it is the point in time where they could really change things up. And
Yes, sir. That Viper on attack. We already see the wall they want to set up, the one that slices mid up. That is going to give you a lot of ability to push into the bottom of mid, right? Of course, get up catwalk as well, because as you can see, the usual like op angle where a player is playing either in market or much further back towards defender spawn, well, that's going to be smoked off. And especially as we see later in the round, that's going to be a little bit tougher as some stinky cheese. The
some
pizza box is right
stinky
there. That
cheese.
one's been sitting out for a while. That's one. Can it be 2 here?
Yeah,
It
pretty
is.
much this.
Good trade.
Very good trade, but it's still not story done. It is the pistol that needs to
What?
work so well. But
Gen.G?
I mean,
You god.
absolutely. I mean, this guy is pretty much be put into the limp as he is Ares. The War of God strikes again and again, and GMD also previously on Haven delivered things that seem to be way too unreal. But you should not celebrate too early, as this is still quite winnable for Mav.
Yeah, Mav's gonna run it all the way back over to the B site. Hey, good news is that that door's already been placed down for him, so not too bad. He actually wants to push back towards spawn. I actually really like this play from him. You expect, you know, once you put down that smoke, it's been a while, maybe the rotation has come through. He wants to peek that first angle. Now he's given the information over that he is indeed on the B site. He'll place this very exposed, and then I think try to teleport up and play off the site a little bit. Yeah, I really like this play. He could be on either side, but the trip comes through, and that's going to be the information. Oh, he's just barely dodging away from it all.
Oh, this is so good.
That's crazy.
It is.
They
great.
have to assume he's back in Boathouse, no?
Logically, they would assume so. And Mav right now, oh, is just missing the last shot onto player one.
Yeah.
Might have waited. I mean, could have been the patience play that could get
No,
in that
but
round.
the problem there is, because again, I
what?
actually really like, it's the
Oh.
tripwire. It's the tripwire from player one, because
Perfect.
the thing is, the spam through that wall is so easy because Mav is pinned up against it, right?
Yeah,
Mav can't stay still because player one knows exactly where to aim his ghost at. So you have to take that peek, and that's going to be a favorable fight for player one after knowing he's there. Still, I love the play for Mav, right? Like, I was calling for him to TP up onto the sidewalk there, and I think without that trip going down at the last second, that round is won for Mav. It is only the tripwire that kept it a Gen.G victory.
Four to 8, and pardon, 5 to 8. My eyesight is obviously bamboozling me in this one. Lin and Cole gotta really make a change at this point in time. It's maybe not this round. Obviously, 5 to 8, having those weapons. I don't see it happening, Ender, especially
Sniper
getting
is
attacked
low.
that early.
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
rough. Wait a second. He took a lot of damage right there. Don't know exactly what happened. There's double Ares on the side of Gen.G too. They are ready to just cut down. Last round save as they push onto sites through smokes, through walls. Something you see a whole lot with Sova, but there's also one on player one, Cypher, playing up towards A Heaven on the side.
And as you see right there, player one and Cole obviously very comfortable in defense right now. Nothing really they need to be afraid about. Nothing they need to be scared about.
Stealing sight.
Oh,
Sniper and Cole still look at it. I mean, every frag in this round is a success. Every frag in this round is damaging the opponent's economy, but...
That's the Ares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count them up. That is rough. You see an all chat there too. The question, were you blind? Sniper's like, yeah, I just headshot you with the classic and killed you while I was blinded. You mad, bro? It's like a little bit of luck involved. Never hurts.
Depends on which side, I imagine.
Oh no, I think we're covering all chat with the overlay. That's sad. There's a bit of a back and forth right there.
I think that is on purpose. I think I can very much
Probably.
imagine that is on purpose that they covered the chat. Either way, wonderful Valorant we have been seeing so far in this best of 3, and we're definitely not done yet. As for now, Gen.G still are in the driver's seat, and I mean, poor LRS in the back row just slithering left and right as they drift around Ascent. In the rubber and close to the double.
You know, I actually really like the way Gen.G been playing it, right? Because the same wall's been coming out, and they basically said, like, forget the wall, we're just gonna push past it immediately and completely invalidate it. For the most part, you know, you never expect that cat push to come out so quickly, but last round save, not necessarily guarding all of their angles right there. He got out really far. Was able to get that kill, dodge away from the majority of that flash there, and Sniper will just try and pick up an ult orb here. Still 2 points away from being able to utilize the Empress, but does bait out at least one shock dart.
This is painful for Shawn. Poor man has nothing to bring against the valid skill of a sniper.
But you know, there are 2 players just, you know, holding hands in Boathouse, you know? Don't put the camera over there. Could get a
30
little
seconds
18 plus real quick, but you know, so if the B attack does come through, like, that's gonna be brutal. And GMD's got A lockdown, so like, what do you do in this situation? You have to try to mix it up. They are now gonna sprint up catwalk and over towards the A site, so they won't walk into it this time, but it's down to the wire with just 10 seconds left.
10 seconds
Very
left.
much true, and only one man can hold up. His name is Player One. 6 seconds to go. Make it 5. Nope, they played in that retake scenario. As though it is a cam eliminated, so no further vision for Cypher, no further vision for Player One. It is still the tripwires becoming annoying, and it is still a winnable scenario.
Oh, Sniper gets access to the Empress though, just 70 HP, so he needs to get that first kill here. That's gonna be a huge one for him. Baits out a couple of shots and now probably wants to rotate all the way back through A main here. Now, in the smoke, gets one!
That's not enough though. He tried to make it work with that and was trying to take the initiative, but sometimes that can also bite you. As we see though, Lin under Haven, only a few seconds that could have missed it, and Player One will definitely not stand a chance. Nope, not against the Sniper, who has a decent, solid, and strong round to bring the number 6 on the board, and finally that relief over on the site on LRS.
It's really good rotation there from Sniper. You know, he spammed a couple of shots when he was playing Tree against Player One, and that's why Player One was still checking out Trees. Like, well, the last information I had on this guy, he was playing over there, but Sniper immediately sprinted all the way back around to A main. He was a little bit low on HP, so you want to play for the time on that one, you know, just spam, make sure he's not sticking it to half on the spike, and that's exactly what he was able to accomplish there. Knocks him down. At 15 kills, Sniper continues to show up in this game. Oh, no, bye-bye. He can win a lot of fair duels, but it's never a fair duel against an Odin through the B main wall. He even gets some chip damage onto Apo.
It's not even any Odin, it's a glitch pop one. So, if you like to die from a little bit of an overdose of HD, it's definitely the glitch pop one in the hands. That worked out quite well. Really, and go in the uncomfortable situation of being a man down. Phoenix is quite wounded and bleeds out of a few holes. That could become a problem in the long run of this round.
Ooh, Ely pops the trip. Now they're going to know he's up here. How far does he want to go? The door being down, he actually spams it. Bit surprising. But it's to try and sell, I think, that they do want to sell that they're going over to the B site, right? You know, you can see a couple players still committed over to that area. But last round save, as soon as they get onto the site, they're going to be meeting 2 players in Tree, shooting at them from the side. And then, of course, Player One all the way back in
30
hell.
seconds left.
Ready to go here. He takes the first trade, gets it. And now, last round save, have to get in there.
And and they get in there. GMD
One
already
enemy
coming from the back
remaining.
lines, and it seems
Spike
like
planted.
Cooler Viper will not really stand a chance. But what do we have here, my good friend Ender? The
Well,
pit.
it's Lin with Viper's Pit, and what's he gonna do off of this one? Because you can't really jump into heaven. You're gonna make noise if you fall down off of that. So he's just hiding out in this middle of sight, waiting to see if anyone was going to drop down from heaven. Do like that idea, and for the time being, Gen.G are just waiting. They want to get all of their players here and
How
ready to
annoying.
go. As soon as that smoke goes down, they're gonna go in. The smoke, or the blind rather, from GMD is out. Lin in the 1v3.
Oh, and that is nothing else than the pit falling down back into the ground where it came from. The defuse is working out, and it is Gen.G, the team that recently struggled so much. I mean, ever since the Pittsburgh Knights Invitational, they never exceeded 4th place. Switched players, got pretty much the youngster off the North American scene in the form of Shawn, and now on the first game of this second UMG qualifier, they seem to shine, at least on Ascent for now. Haven was a fairly close affair, but a few more rounds to go, a few more opponents to face, and LRS, I think they're far away from done, actually.
Are finally going to commit a lot of attention over to the B site early on in this one, but you can see 3 players complete with nothing in the inventory. Sniper's got a ghost, and if you can get a kill on Reyna early on, all of a sudden ecos become a whole lot more manageable. You can boost yourself up to 150 HP, but just playing to find a gun at this point. That's going to be mission number 1 for LRS. All's quiet here as they suss out all these different angles and look to see will anyone peek us. But as you can see, against the eco round here, Gen.G don't want to take any risks like we've seen from them earlier on. Gonna wait till
Understandably.
the last possible second. I love it.
It's time to make case closed for this. It's really time to finalize this chapter. The Viper has been annoying enough, and it seems like they pretty much got the antidote. Player 1 definitely has the antidote in the form of some very sharp bullets. And joining in with the forces of his teammates, the 11th one is secured. 2 more to go. It should be just all played by the book, also regular, and then it would be Gen.G heading home with a 2-0 victory. And the quick storyline about this, Ender, every time LRS was in the round of 64, they had opponents like 100 feet, or in this case, Gen.G. No one's making it easy for them at all.
Yeah, round of 64, curse. Got to get a little bit further than that to go as deep as they would like to, so 2 more rounds take them out of the competition here. It looks like player 1 changes up his smokes, but it won't be a B hit right off the start here. Sniper gets blinded and punished. No one was there to trade off of him. Actually, that was just a super aggressive take. And a devastating loss at the start of the round as Quinn's going to trade guns there, pick up the operator, and hold this triangle.
Cover going out.
And it's the options that really are running out right now. It seems like MkaeL and Co lost a lot of the energy, lost a lot of the momentum. We saw them previously. And they were fighting with a lot of confidence and also a lot of courage, it felt like a lot. In many of the moments, you wouldn't think that it's that much of a good idea to fight against guys like Shawn with this sort of confidence, but on the other side, they were proving everybody wrong. And so, close to market they are, but where to go from now?
Well, 3 players in market. The spike sitting in the hands of Lin is over by B main. They will have the numbers advantage if they attack here. It looks like they actually want to get all the way into spawn and sort of cut off the sites from one another here. Player 1 loses the fight though, and that means that all of a sudden from so many different angles, last round save can enter the site.
Joke's over. You're
They
dead.
can't very much enter the side. And as the problems now all start to rise over on the B side, it definitely gets a bit problematic for MkaeL. 1 frown, the second granted as well, but that was just the ult. He can play time. He hypothetically can
seconds
also
left.
shoot through all of those
Spike
walls.
planted.
And with 10 seconds left, it is Gen.G bringing all the forces together to make it work once more.
Oh no, the fact that Michael's alive is just unreal here. They have to deal with him, and they do. The 2v2 now, but Win comes in.
No.
Win for the win. That's going to be round 12 for Gen.G here. MkaeL, I mean, that was huge, right? The fact that he was able to take the fight up against not Phoenix at the start. Phoenix was in his ult form, right? So he gets the pick first, then deals with the run it back. That was huge because the run it back had to clear Boathouse. Otherwise, that round became so hard to win with so many engagements on so many different angles.
the thing is, MkaeL was buying so much time. Really, he was giving his teammates all the time in this world to rotate with the right patience, the right movements, not making any mistakes, checking all the right angles, because they were all so focused on him. And that pretty much gave them a slight advantage that made the 12th round much easier. And it's just one more to go. It could be all done and dusted by now.
It's going to be real tough for LRS here. Shawn just playing off of the one-way, as you'd expect. Not going to see Sniper go for the blind orb take this time around. I don't think that one paid off, and the noise is made from Len jumping over here. And a teleport on top of that as well here. So he pops out in the corner, but Chuck wins the fight. That's beautiful.
In combination with the ult, it's really not that comfortable. The defenders are still up a man, and they will try to use that advantage as much as possible. Shawn proves why he's seen as one of those aim prodigies, as though Linz takes the right time, gets that player down.
Poison's off.
And so many angles, so many corners, so many places to go. And the wrong time to choke. The wrong time to choke!
Oh! Lin in the 1v3, that's too much, man. I love it. He's able to show up. One missed shot, the opportunity gave Lin the chance to win and hold on for his tournament life and the rest of LRS.
I cannot believe it, Ender, that this is a thing. I cannot believe that at that point in time we see this sort of mistake happening. And you'll be like, yeah, there are 5 other chances for Gen.G. This is still not the point in time to say, yeah, there are 5 other chances for Gen.G. Because as we learned from chess, and as we learned a lot earlier, you have to finish it even when the end game looks safe.
It's true. But it'll be 5 rounds in a row where Gen.G are on match points. The pressure never falls off here for last round save. It is going to be with them for a long, long time. Last round save, a lot of pressure up towards mid, and the smoke will let them again pass through bottom mid. But it seems like most of these rounds, Gen.G have been comfortable giving them mid control, allowing them to split the map up, just popping that door down and hunkering down 2 players towards B, 3 towards A. But it's those 2 on catwalk, though, playing in the cubby that could be problematic if they ever went for some sort of a flank or push past this smoke.
They still get denied. They still get entirely denied. I think that is definitely plan of tweaking such walls, because they're slight millimeter changes that can still find them success. But I unfortunately think, or more likely,
this
in
flank
the way of
is going to be good.
Yeah,
this flank's going to be real good. Now he knows they're there. That's going to be the first kill for Win. And now they're stuck in market. LRS have to hit this site fast, because otherwise they're going to collapse on way too quickly.
They have to, because they have to push in one way. They have to fight in one direction. And so Sniper and Co still try to head into the boathouse. They very much do. It seems like they hit the safe haven for the moment. As well,
they've got the pit. Yeah. And that's going to be great. That completely locks. I mean, look at the positioning of it. That's brilliant. It completely locks up the stairway entrance, right? Like, you pretty much have to push down sidewalk at this point. You've got 3 players, and trading off of your teammates is really hard inside that ulti. And, oh my god, like, in theory, a player could have pushed into defender spawn, right, with that smoke too. So Gen.G have absolutely no idea what's happening. They're clearing absolutely every possible angle. It is misery, but really, nothing special is happening from last round save. They're just sort of chilling out on the site. It's fine, and it looks like Gen.G are just going to give up. They forfeit. They're going to save.
Camera taken out.
There we go. I mean, we talked about those rounds. We talked about the player one waiting at the edge. What? Fine in the final one, but still, outstanding work. Really brilliant to demolish the economy off LRS that massively, as it just makes it easier for them. A quick look at the scoreboard tells us this is far away from ideal.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like, I mean, Gen.G should still be able to force up here, right? It's only MkaeL that wouldn't be able to full buy.
Agreed.
Ooh. Okay, no, so the thing is, GMD is also not going to purchase too much. I think the idea here is you half buy this round, and then everyone is going to have enough money to purchase if this does go to a 20-second round. Meanwhile, a lot of light armor over for last round save, so that could be punished pretty heavily as player 1 gets the opener.
And he survives with 18 points of health. Putting that
That's
one
enough.
Right it is.
I mean, like, especially on Cypher, right, too, because you can just pop up a smoke when you hit the tripwire. Like, you can get some really unfair kills as well, spamming through those smokes. It doesn't even matter if you are on that low HP. just the information that a couple players are sitting over towards A main could be big, but we'll have to keep our eyes too on this lurk coming through from EleyTY. His Cypher's all the way over towards B main with the early rotations coming out from Gen.G. This could be deadly if he gets into spawn.
Do they really gift him so much room? Because this would pretty much put a halt on the LRS play.
It's a
Now
Vandal
time
versus a
again.
Stinger. Oh no! And now a Vandal is in the hands of GMD. It was just a donation of a weapon. LRS are in a 3 versus 5. And now Gen.G look a whole lot more kitted out in their inventories.
Such a disaster if it falls this way. Really, it would be a disaster if this
30
cheap,
seconds left.
scrappy buy is bringing them the 13th magic round. Mav has to fight against that Sheriff, can't win the duel. So it is coming to a 2 versus 5. It is GMD and Co. so well equipped that they just might find an easy one, and now you would really wish you would have the pit.
Oh wow, yeah, Sniper planting very exposed right there. Lin gets one, but it's not enough. And Sniper has the Empress ready. This is his moment to try and show up, but he can't even do it against the first. Gen.G are gonna take the map and take the series.
How unfortunate it is. Man, oh man, the fight that Mav and Co have delivered though was outstanding. Really, to the last second, they were giving all the 100% they could. And they were fighting against, I mean, by far one of the best in NA.
Yeah, Gen.G definitely not a team to be trifled with. And after failing to qualify in the first qualifier, the second one, they had to win here. You know, anything
Yeah,
less
that
than a
was
win,
not
big
wrong.
failure for them. So they come in